Welcome back to Grump's Barn, where today we shall be getting on with getting bits together for the front end of this lovely trike. Lovely trike. Fuck no, it's going to be an abortion of a trike, I'm sure, but there you go. Anyway, let's get on. We'll get you up to speed with what we've done lately. There we are. Back end is all together now. Can't remember where I got to last time. Oh yeah, the shocks are now on. Everything's on and all done up nicely. The only thing I've got left to do is these nuts need replacing. I've got a new pack there. Oh, and yes, since the last video, I looked up the prices of the original. I remember, I probably mentioned it actually, but anyway, I looked up the prices of the original bolts for holding the calipers on, and they were stupid money. So I was going to re-drill everything and re-cap it out for the bigger size. But then I had a clean up in here. I know it doesn't look very cleaned up, but it is pretty cleaned up compared to what it was, honest. I can actually get around everything now. I had a clean up in here, and I found the ones I'd taken out. And after a clean up, they're actually in bloody good nick. I didn't, now that I kept them all nicely, there we go. I should be using those. Thank fuck. Another bit of unnecessary expenditure. Stopped. So yeah, everything's back on here, all done up and ready. What I'm going to be doing today, as it's the first nice day we've had in over a bloody month, where the weather's actually been nice and dry and very warm out there as well. You see, the problem is, our weather was fine in June, a bit warm for us, and then the UN decided that they were going to announce that we were no longer in a state of global warming, we were now in a state of global boiling. Yeah, spooky stuff. Global boiling. They announced that, the temperature immediately dropped and it started raining, and it hasn't stopped since. Yeah, make of that what you will. So what I'm going to do today anyway, apart from wandering off subject all the time, here we go. I'm going to have some fun. I've got to get the wheel off here. And get the hub off along with the end of the axle. One way or another. Because I need it for the front of the trike. Because one of my earlier plans was that I was going to use one of the front ends. But the front end is a pain in the arse because you've got the bloody great spherical ball on there that it can spin on, and it would be locking that all up, probably welding it as well to make sure it didn't move, to keep it all straight. But although, yeah, it would be easier in some ways to grab one of those, it's not going to be as safe. Because you never know, you could in use move about. Oh, I can't even get that one to move one-handed or one-footed. So yeah, what I'm going to be doing is cutting that one off the disco. And as you'll see here on the back of the trike, if I get this in line roughly, I'm going to need to cut it off somewhere about here, because I need to, I'm going to be cutting it off on the axle there, on that other one, and that will be welded onto a shortened hockey stick. These I'm also using for my front suspension. Now once I've worked it out exactly how short it needs to be or whatever, because that will be welded on probably somewhere around here, which is about the halfway mark on there. You've got a casting lump there, well, forging mark or whatever. These are forged steel, I think. Yeah, I should be cutting them off about there, and that's roughly where the axle will be attached. And the whole lot will be pivoting on this here. But yeah, I'll explain it better as it goes along. Because effectively this here is going to be sitting inside this here. This will be cut out. And it'll be inside there with its own bush still and bolted through. I may have to add some extra reinforcement to both sides as well of that. Although this is 6mm, so it should be more than heavy enough to take it. These are going to be my front forks. These are rock sliders. Although I am going to have to cut them down and redo them, because as you can see, there's a weld there. There's another one there. Because it's not completely straight, they've got angled ends on them. So I've got to sort that lot out as well. But no, first things first, I'm going to get out there, get that wheel off. That might take a bit of doing. And then try and cut the end of that axle off. That will be fun, because I'm going to have to try and do it with a saber saw first. That should be great fun. Fuck knows how thick those axles are. But this little thing it's managed to cut through shitloads of other stuff. Try it on that, and if it doesn't work, then I'm going to have to get an extension lead and get the angle grinder out there, which is going to be very difficult because there's not a lot of space. But hey ho, that's the fun of this, isn't it? Right, let's get on with, well, getting on. Look at that, a thing of beauty. Fuck. Wow, that's pretty solid. I should have to rip apart what I can to get at what I need. First things first, I'm going to have to take this drive shaft out. Oh, I'm going to beat the crap out of everything as well. Yeah, I think this should be reusable. I can feel it, it's at least 5mm thick. Bloody hell. Yee. Oh, fuck. Why do I do this to myself? Let's get on. Well, this little saber saw that I bought from Lidl's, as you know, never ceases to amaze me. Look at that. Cut through it no problem. Only pain in the arse was, as soon as I got down into cutting this bracket down here, I ran out of battery. But that is pretty good. Wow. Impressive little thing. Took 2 blades to get through it. One got most of the way through and then started buggering about. Another new blade in there and whack, straight out. Brilliant. Because this is going to be a pain in the arse, because these bolts holding the caliper on are seized solid. The caliper was seized, but I got it moving. Don't know why. It's all going to be thrown away anyway. Absolutely rotted solid, this thing. Well, I'm going to carry on getting this off one way or another. I need to get it done today because I reckon we're not going to get another dry day for 2 weeks. Wonderful, isn't it? Right, let's get on. There we are, fully off. Carefully created metal fatigue can be your friend. In other words, as it was cut right down to here, I just bent it up and down until it cracked off in the end. Because the bit on this side won't be used anyway. It's all going to be cut off. But I can do that at my leisure, inside in the dry. What wonderful condition this old disc goes in, eh? Bloody hell, what a mess. Right, let's get this stuff inside. There we go, the caliper is nearly off. Both of the bolts were pretty seized fucking solid in there. Or apparently seized solid. They weren't going to undo normally. I had to hammer a socket on that one. This one, normal socket on there, 13mm. Started to do something and then gave up the ghost and span. So I had to hammer a 12mm over this one and give it a hell of a lot of effort, and as you can see, it's now coming out. Whether the bolt's ever going to come out the socket again remains to be seen. Right, I need both ends for this because this is all going to fall off in a second. Right, there you go. Got it out the socket finally. Look, no seat, they weren't seized at all. Just that Loctite, that very old Loctite has been on there probably since it was new. It's working exactly as it should. Wow. Yeah, because neither of them are seized in any way. Not a bit of rot on there. Apart from the very ends, which you'd expect anyway, because that's open. Now, next thing to do with this is get that hub off. I already started taking it off, because I was hoping at one point to be able to take off the caliper on the car and the hub, so I could then get better access to cutting the axle tube, but as it was, it wasn't necessary. I'm amazed. That bloody little thing just cuts through any sodding thing. Best 25 quid I ever spent, that I tell you. Right. Well, this stub axle is not too bad. And oddly, it's exactly the same size as the front ones on the older disco. I've got one of those here. And that is an identical length and size to this rear one. And I'm saying that because the rear ones that are on the older disco, or now on the Trike, are longer. Which is why I couldn't use any of the other ones I had hanging around here, different sizes. And for some reason they used longer ones on the back of the older discos. Yeah, this one's just come off a 300 TDI disco, slightly newer obviously. And yeah, retainer's fuck. That'll have to come off. But I've got to take everything off of here anyway. What's left of this bit of axle tube. Cut off the bits I don't need, give it all a damn good clean up. I'm going to have to split this while I'm at it as well and get the disc off it. I need to get another disc. That one is completely fucked. There's bugger all left of it. Apart from the fact that it's now completely pockmarked by years of rust. But even if it wasn't, it would still be no good. So it's far too thin. I'm hoping the hub's going to be okay. It doesn't look too bad. I will clean it up. I should be throwing away those bearings. I've got a new set sitting over there anyway. And this has got the same setup as the Defender with only the one oil seal. The Defenders don't have a front oil seal. You can see this one, no front oil seal. You can take that out. Bearings are actually not bad considering, I tell you. But I think I might as well replace them, seeing as they're going to be the front ones. I'm going to be taking a hell of a lot of weight and all my steering. Yeah, I want that tip top. Now, let's get on. Now we'll look at taking this hub off the disc. Alright, that's that finally undone. The state of that. Not a hell of a lot left of it. Now I've just got to loosen this off. Good grief, the crap round here. Your rubber mallet gone. Only have one sitting there. Oh, failing that. Here's the wood of this. There we go. Oh, lovely. And that is going to be it for now. Because I'm knackered and I need my tea. See you in a bit.